Champions League Aston Villa vs Bologna prediction, team news, lineups preview. Aiming to follow up their Villa Park heroics of earlier this month, Aston Villa returned to Champions League action on Tuesday night, when they play host to Bologna. Italy's draw specialists, who will arrive in Birmingham with just one win across all competitions this season, have picked up only 1 point in UEFA's new league phase, while their fellow newcomers have posted a perfect record so far. Match preview. Replicating their famous feat of 1982 when they were crowned European champions for the only time to date, Aston Villa turned back the clock to beat mighty Bayern Munich in their first Champions League home fixture, with a committed defensive performance being capped off by a moment of magic from their reliable super sub, when Bayern's veteran goalkeeper Manuel Neuer strayed off his line. A superb Pau Torres pass provided the assist for Johan Duran to loft home an inch-perfect winner, putting Villa on maximum points after 2 matches. Unai Emery's men had previously cruised to a 3-0 victory over Young Boys in Switzerland, and another win this week would see Villa's Basque boss record his 25th success in the Champions League, becoming only the 5th Spanish manager to achieve that feat after Pep Guardiola, Rafa Benitez, Vicente del Bosque and Luis Enrique. Furthermore, the Villains could become only the 3rd team to win their opening 3 games in UEFA's top club tournament without conceding, following in the footsteps of Malaga in 2012 and Leicester City 4 years later. Of course, such statistics will be of little importance to the meticulous Emery, who has managed to defy the doubters so far by keeping his side among the Premier League's top 6. After trailing to an early goal against Fulham, another Villa fightback aided by goals from Ollie Watkins and Morgan Rogers, plus a penalty save from Emi Martinez, helped the Second City club extend their unbeaten streak to 9 games on Saturday. In fact, a tally of 17 points from 8 league matches represents their best start to a top-flight season since 1998, teeing them up nicely for a first-ever meeting with fellow Champions League debutants Bologna. While the visitors have suffered only 1 loss since the end of August at the hands of Premier League pace-setters Liverpool, there may be a very different mood in Bologna's camp ahead of their latest midweek trip to England. Following a summer of change, the Rossoblu find themselves occupying 13th place in the Serie A standings, and new coach Vincenzo Italiano has won just 1 of 10 matches to date, including a disappointing draw with Genoa last time out. Even though goals from Riccardo Orsolini and Jens Odgaard put them in control at Stadio Luigi Ferraris on Saturday evening, they proceeded to let 2 points slip during the final 20 minutes and were ultimately forced to settle for a single point. That was the Emilian club's 7th share of the spoils this season, and it has been a similar story all year long. Across Europe's top 5 leagues, only Italian counterparts Juventus have drawn more games in 2024. Having kicked off their long-awaited return to Europe's top table with a goalless draw against Shakhtar Donetsk, they could now become the first side not to score in any of their first 3 Champions League fixtures since Austria Vienna did so in 2013. Therefore, taking even 1 goal and 1 point back home to Emilia-Romagna would surely represent a success for Italiano and co. on Tuesday night. Team news. After being besieged by injuries just before the international break, Unai Emery has recently been able to welcome back some familiar faces in addition to a couple of long-term absentees. Boubacar Kamara and Tyrone Mings are both available after spending several months on the sidelines with major knee injuries, while Villa captain John McGinn returned from a hamstring problem to make a cameo appearance at the weekend. Emery may rotate his resources again, but Ollie Watkins remains favourite to start up front, consigning Johan Duran to the bench, and informed forward Morgan Rogers has made himself almost undroppable. Both scored again on Saturday, while the latter has completed more dribbles than any other player in the Champions League this season, 9, with 5 coming against Bayern Munich last time out. Meanwhile, Bologna must hope to recover some of the men forced to sit out their draw with Genoa, as Switzerland internationals Dan Doy and Michel Aebischer belatedly joined Villa-owned winger Samuel Eiling Jr. and Croatian centre-back Martin Erlich on the sidelines. Nicolo Cambiaghi, Usama El Azouzi and Lewis Ferguson are definitely ruled out, though the latter is now back in full training, so Vincenzo Italiano has fewer attacking options to choose from. Up front, teenage striker Santiago Castro is set to beat Tejas Dalinga to selection, while captain Riccardo Orsolini could feature on the right flank, having just registered his first away goal in Serie A since January. Aston Villa possible starting lineup: Martinez, Konsa, Carlos, Torres, Digny, Onana, Tielemans, McGinn, Rogers, Ramsey, Watkins. Bologna possible starting lineup: Skorupski, Posch, Bukima, Lukumi, Miranda, Freuler, Moro, Orsolini, Fabian, Carlson, Castro. We say Aston Villa 1-0 Bologna. Compared to recent contests at Villa Park, this may be more of a low-key encounter, as Bologna are likely to take a cautious approach. Though Aston Villa still have defensive vulnerabilities, the Rossablue often fail to capitalize on their chances, and that lack of firepower could cost them again. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.